lot of personal information on these fucking websites and on YouTube, and they don't realize, there's people behind it that could potentially be predators, pedos. I mean, supporters. You know what I mean? You never really know. Well, there's people that are following no sense that may potentially not know anything about this bullshit, and then go over there and buddy up with her, and the next thing you know, she got their information and she could be giving it to Stephen Stearns. Who the fuck? We don't know. We don't know what the fuck she's doing with it.
Well, it's not. I mean, Stephen Stearns, but then y'all act like motherfuckers.
Or anybody for that matter.
Well, then, but people act like prisoners don't trade pictures.
Oh, they most definitely fucking do.
You know what I'm saying?
A whole lot of stuff that this community's not aware of either that goes on in the prison. And why both of us are kind of like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right. And let me just say this. I am completely aware. And the other reason was I knew I was going to say some things that were going to be controversial. And I want to say this. If I offended anybody last night, my apologies to you. But the main reason why I was as graphic as I was, without being extremely, I could have been way worse, was because I wanted people to understand beyond the actual basic words what this woman was asking this man to do. And what those conversations would have to entail if you were asking for details or looking for details.
Exactly. That's what she said. I was feeding his ego to get details. I wanted to get details that nobody else could get. And I said, yesterday afternoon on my fucking stream, I said, well, you know what? Those same fucking hands that are writing you those goddamn letters and that are trying to fucking buddy up with you are the same hands that took her innocence, are the same hands that went around this little girl, are the same hands that murdered her.
And that's exactly, I literally said the same thing, Queen. That's crazy that you said that, but it shows that it's a common sense fucking thought. And like I said before, I'm going to make it even more clear. I'm not looking for you to follow my channel. I'm not looking for you to like my channel. I'm not looking for none of that. What I'm looking for you to do is that for one time, set your bullshit aside about what creator you like and you don't like and take a stand for a 13-year-old little girl, 14-year-old little girl that lost her life to the hands of this monster. And someone within the community that we are in made it an intimate relationship to the point where she thought it was appropriate to make this man choose between her and his mother. That is deep. That is super deep seated. And I will not shut up about it. She still has the merch up. She still has another.
Bro, $100 fucking for a hoodie of Madison.
No, that's not even. Wait, have you not gone to her the fucking Pinterest that she's selling shit on?
Fuck no, I thought that sweatshirt was on the Pinterest.
Oh, no, go to the Pinterest. That's a whole nother level of selling shit.
We're here. Let me go find.
Oh, wait a second. Let me just drop some things on you then while I'm just sitting here. Okay, because
like I said, my fucking ass fucking fell asleep, bro. I was fucking tired. I can't lie. I was tired as fuck.
Hold on.
But somebody said, it's extreme criminal exploitation, and while education and journalistic coverage of true crime cases is protected by First Amendment, physical merchandise created for commercial profit does not share those broad protections of the merchandise depicts, recreates, or details the explicit say of abuse for a minor. It triggers major state and federal crime charges. Oh, damn.
Well, let me ask you this, Queen. You like Pinterest, right?
Yeah, I love it.
But if I was going to share with you an amazing Pinterest page, that would be okay if I said it because it's a good page to go look at. Is that true?
Well, yeah.
I'm allowed to tell you about a Pinterest page that I think everybody should go look at?
I don't see why not.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm asking just because I think there's no problem with it. But there's this amazing Pinterest page called, I want you to remember this name, Jess and Jason 1987. That's the Pinterest page. That's not a docs. That's a public page on a public app. While we're at it, I got one for you, Queen. Can you Google for me real quick something if I tell it to you?
Yep.
Okay, can you Google MGTOW TV? And will you please read to your chat the definition of what that platform is?
It just says it's a permit. What MGT? Say this again. So
M is in man, G is in guy, T is in two, O is in Owen, W is in woman, TV.
So mine just pops up and says it's the premier video sharing platform where content creators can freely express their ideas. Then it says the ultimate men's guide to women, dating, marriage, and divorce.
Keep going.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, that's just
that's all it says. All right, let me pull it up for you.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I mean, it just throws out different. You know what I'm saying?
Right, let me pull it up the actual definition of it.
Yeah, because it just says about us, and you know what I mean? Like it's just not really giving me too much of a.
Yeah, no worries.
Wait. Since it was first published in the 19th, the predatory something, and it just cuts off.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
All right.
MGTOW.TV is a video hosting platform built around the broader men going their own way, MGTOW, manosphere community. It works somewhat like YouTube. Users can create channels, upload videos, comment, subscribe, and live stream. Its own site emphasizes freedom of expression and information. The site is still active as of today. Its homepage currently describes it as a uncensored video platform for the manosphere, and host content ranging from dating, relationship commentary to politics, live streams, and material that mainstream platforms may restrict. And you say, okay, that doesn't sound bad. But then let's ask, what is the manosphere? Okay, now, ChatGPT is going to take a second. It says the manosphere is a loose online network of communities focused on men, masculinity, dating, relationships, gender roles, and men's social issues. It is not one single movement. It includes very different groups such as MGTOW, men's right activists, red pill dating communities, incels, pickup artist communities, and male self-improvement spaces. Some parts focus on issues like father's rights, male mental health, divorce, S and Jason 1987. But funny enough, on this MGTOW.TV, there is a brand new account by the name, I say brand new, a couple months ago, Jess and Jason 1987. So if we put all that together, that would mean that the same person that runs the Pinterest is the same person who now has a page on a manosphere, anti-feminist, pretty hardcore against government type platform. And then if you go to that, it says coming soon, page in progress. Now, why would a pedo-loving, intimate relationship having weird ass bitch and her husband have a page on a platform that supports degrading women, men being the almighty, and chauvinism at its greatest?
My God, what the fuck? So is that their jam, or like this is what they get into, or what?
Well, it's interesting because, you know, if you go and you look a little bit further, because, you know, we're talking about public platforms, right, and public spaces. There's this really awesome public space that talks about a certain individual, and it lists a TikTok. That TikTok happens to be Solistic Glow. Interesting. That seems to be a man who seems to go hand in hand with somebody's old man. And then you say, wait a second, that's on X. My bad. That's on X2. I'm sorry, my bad. But it's in his government name, which I won't be using because then they try to say something. Let's keep going here. And funny on that, there's another. As you go through these emails I'm about to talk to you about, you come upon a Facebook page, and that Facebook page, funny enough, has a what I guess to describe to us was an emo person. But I didn't know emo people wore red dresses that look like prom dresses. So that's odd. Once again, public record. And then if you go and you look a little bit more, you think to yourself, well, why would someone who's only emailing one murderous pedo, they would probably only need one email address, right, Queen?
I mean, you would think so.
I mean, that would make sense. So if I said H prison inmate at netzero.net, you would think that would be the only one, right?
Right.
So then if I said H prison inmate at AOL.com, that would probably mean that's pretty fucking old because no one uses AOL, right?
Yeah, AOL had been around for a while.
So then if I said there was another one that
I guess it is, but it's been a while for me. I guess I don't.
Okay. So then if I said there was another one that was H prison inmate at bellatlantic.net, would that be odd?
Petty AF says, can you drop the receipts, please? Truth.
I'll send them.
You got people confused as fuck because I mean, what are you saying? Basically, she got a bunch of email addresses that she be writing prisoners in. Is she a homie hopper like that, or like a person?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's another one.
Inmate hopper. I mean, is that what we're dealing with here? We got a fucking inmate hopper, or what?
Well, let's just say we have the same email address, but it's a NetZero, an AOL, a bellatlantic.net, and then you added 1987 on the last one at a yahoo.com. So
interesting. Kind of like I have proof I didn't write the prosecutor. I didn't email him, but you got 5 fucking email addresses.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting.
Pretty fucking interesting, I find.
And then you might say, well, Truth, you got to be wrong. And you're like, yeah, that's possible, until you realize that the person's government name is one of those as well. So, also the other one is the government name of the person and a nickname of someone else. So, yeah, we're not wrong about this. So my point is, and yes, I'll send this to Queen, but my point is, if you're just emailing one man and he's only responding to you on one email, can someone please look at the emails that she provided and find out what the email address she was sending from was? Because I'm going to venture to tell you that it's not any of the ones I just read you.
Or my thing is, were you doing personal emails under one and the ones you read out for your YouTube channel under another? Or would you be happen to be one of those ladies who was writing him under a different name?
And while we're up here, can I just ask one more question and I'll shut up for a second? So if you go to her, you know, she took her merch link off of her YouTube, but her page is still there. And if you go to it, matter of fact, I'm going to click on it right now. If you go to it, well, that's the thing. But here's what's more important, because not only is she breaking the law by using Maddie's name to make money, but she also makes a statement that all profits are going to be donated, and then puts how much the profit is on each one. And the funny thing about that is the other side is screaming for receipts on you, Queen. And I think that we need to see receipts of how many hoodies were sold, how much money was donated. And by donated, do you mean that you gave it over to that pedophile, murderous motherfucker and put it on his books? I got questions.
I asked that too.
So, like I said, be mad at me or be mad at the pedophile loving motherfucker.
Queen, do you remember, does anyone remember her asking him, like, hey, who else are you writing or emailing back and forth?
Yeah.
Well, yes.
It could have been her, like, under a whole different account and email address. Or if they work in pairs, right? Like, they have joint accounts. She has joint accounts with her husband. Could have been him, and she was just maybe testing his honesty and see how, like, honest he was being with her. I don't know.
Well, it's possible. But
it seems like a team effort at this point, like, based on their Pinterest and their weird.
What's interesting is then there's a link on one of those, things I said, y'all can do your own research, that links to a church. And when it links to that church, you start realizing that these individuals sound very, very similar to another couple we're familiar with. So then you go down that fucking rabbit hole and you start realizing that maybe they're reposting the same creators. Maybe they're not too far from each other. And maybe there's more to this story that's been let out already. But these are a lot of maybes.
Well, that's the reason I clicked the link, Truth, was because I wanted to ask you if you could clarify, is there a link between that you've seen proof of her husband and Craig?
So that's kind of a tricky question to answer at this very moment. There are social media posts that are very coincident with each other around the same times, that are based on the same subjects with the same belief system and the same political and religious standpoints. So
but at this point, it's nothing more than just a coincidence that maybe they have the same extremist views on things or follow the same.
Hold on, let me say this. I'm not in the business of taking up for any of them, right? What I'm saying is you make your own decision. I'm not going to clarify one way or the other because I don't trust any of these fuckers. So in my opinion, they're all connected. And if I see something that is way too familiar for me to feel comfortable with, there's a connection. That's how I feel. So I can't assume how somebody else builds their assumption. That's how I build mine. So that's just me speaking, from my perspective. So for me, there's way too much and I don't believe in coincidences. So and you have to ask yourself, why was this woman so interested in getting in between Craig and Julie? out of nowhere.
Right. Yeah,
You see
that
what I'm
seems a little random. Yeah.
There's so many coincidences that for me personally, unless something shows that there isn't a connection, I feel like there is. But that's my opinion. I've always said it was my opinion. Everything that I say is my own opinion. Do your own research.
And that was a little strange because she went from her own history covering like high profile true crime cases, whatever, to a small misdemeanor or disorderly conduct case in New Jersey.
Right.
That's random. That seems random.
Well, is it though?
Right.
And that's where I stand on all of it. Anybody, I'm not side-eyeing. I am looking directly at anything that doesn't look right, because you cannot sit in a community and claim that you care about children and sit on your platform for the last fucking 3 years that I've been on here and go after this person and that person and all that, and then stand silent or decide not to make a statement on something so fucking serious. And then to have the audacity to push it off as creators are just trying to use it as distraction.
No. And I agree with that. I think this is a standalone issue. It doesn't have to do anything with who she's friends with or who
likes to or anything.
Exactly. This is a standalone issue that needs to be called out and addressed. And there are survivors like yourself who are affected by this kind of thing and have a right to share their story and speak out. And my question to her would be, instead of focusing her energy, and I've asked her in chat several times, I know she watches chat, I'm sure, but instead of using that energy towards figuring out how his brain worked, why not interview her family and find out the kind of human being she was? What were her aspirations and dreams before the trauma? What kind of human was she? So that way she could use her platform to present her to the world, rebranded as something other than his victim for the rest of her life. That's not interesting to her.
I agree.
That's not worth the research to her.
Yeah, I agree 1,000,000% with that. And like I said, I can't say it enough. This is not about liking me, following me, any of that. You follow Queen, follow Queen. You follow whoever, follow them. But hold your fucking creators accountable to make a stand one way or the other, because silence is a statement, in my opinion. Sorry.
I agree.
Someone said something a little while ago about, well, it's not about truth. No. I chose to use my situation because I wasn't going to use somebody else's situation and try to use explanations that I don't know personally. Right. But when you ask a question of, or when you say that your goal is for him to tell you what he did or what her mom did, you have to understand what that question entails. And to give some of the very direct things that I said, it was so that you heard it, so you understand exactly what the fuck this bitch was asking for this man to describe to her. Furthermore, what audience or source to sell this do you have at your disposal where people are just going to give you money for what essentially is snuff porn? That's the disturbing part. Because when a predator describes to you what they did to an underage victim, and
when you're asking for details of it,
yeah, like that's fucking, it's
sick.
Yeah. And people say, oh, well, this was a year ago. Where was the outrage? Obviously, Elevated Truth didn't hear about it. And what the fuck does it mean? And a year ago,
I didn't either. I had no clue this was going on. They're like, yeah, you guys knew about it. No, the fuck we didn't. No, we didn't.
All a year means is one more year that young girl didn't get to have a birthday, but you did celebrate the fact that she no longer had to live in the hell that she was in. It's disgusting. Nonsense is let it known. Oh, fucking wussy puss sludge, fucking talking about she's not going to be forced to address it because of Queen and truth, and get the fuck out of here.
Oh, no, selective outrage. That's on my title. Selective fucking outrage. Distraction and deflection. Y'all, so let's talk about Queen being something that happened a fucking year ago that's already been closed off and done while we smiled in her goddamn face the entire time up until 2 weeks ago. No, let's not talk about this bullshit that's going on or call out a fucking Chomo supporter or call out what the fuck's going on around here. No. Oh, no. We're not going to be forced to call that out. We're not going to say this. But now that Chasing's read through those emails and she's called it the fuck out, I'm sure tables will turn. Minds will change.
Oh, it doesn't matter. She already let everybody know that if you have outrage about this, you are no different than allegedly speculating herself. She also let everybody know in her video.
When was this?
Oh, I went over it on my live early.
Oh, well, Chasing did a live just now. So, I mean, I went over to her anything about it, and then she told Sludge.
Not Chasing Sludge. I'm talking about, sorry, not Chasing.
Oh, Sludge, yes. That's that fuck. Okay.
So she fucking did. She said that she wasn't going to be forced to be outraged after she said that she spent the whole day the day before trying to collect all the emails and how disturbing they were. Then she said that three of us, Granny was using it for pettiness, you're using it for deflection, and I, quote, broke the camel's back straw or whatever by trying to go after people for what they did to me. And that's why she wasn't going to have a stance on it. But then she decided to tell everybody that she thought that this cowardice bitch was a good person. And she apologized. Miss me with all of that. Every bit of that.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how things are going to go after she watches Chasing's live that she just had.
I don't know, but fuck her regardless. Not Chasing, but Sludge.
Yeah, I'm just saying now that she's called it out, Sludgy will be the next one to say, well, I wasn't going to do it because Truth and Queen B were saying it. Yeah, it is fucked up. But I wasn't going to be forced to say it because then.
Right. While you're at it, why don't you go ahead and tell the community you lied about talking to the original founders of Gorilla Nation and that they told you I was a fake and a phony and they were coming after me. You still haven't addressed that lie. I've said it like 20 times, so I'm waiting for you to address that. Tell your community you were a lying bitch, you made it up, and it never happened. That's the truth. And you know that because, all that shit y'all tried to come out with about that nonsense came out with trying to make me look like a bad person from TikTok. It explained everything, it showed everything, but yeah, here you are still lying to people.
Yeah, we don't take that dumb bitch serious or anything she says, but whoever this is says, okay, so what Truth is saying is that there's a group of people who watch or talk about sick details about sick things. Am I understanding this right? Like snuff films or what?
No, what I'm saying is if her purpose was to get these confessions from this sick motherfucker, and she had already put other things behind a paywall, she knows goddamn well that there's no way that the TOS on YouTube would ever allow those things to be put on a screen. So who were you going to sell them to? Does that make sense? You had to have a way to get rid of that or else you would have had no purpose to do it. You can't share that sensitive information on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing, Petty, right here. If this was any of us on this side over here, they'd be rabid fucking dogs with the bone, and apology would never surface. Ever. It would never be forgotten, and it would be way worse.
For sure.
Fucking nailed it, Petty. Right fucking there.
People seem to forget there are some real victim warriors in these fucking groups. Whether we see eye to eye or not, and a lot of us don't, that's cool, no problem with that. But the one thing we will absolutely, whether we dislike each other or not, form arms around is not allowing y'all to normalize pedophilia. Fuck you. Sorry, Queen.
Sorry, man. I mean, I heard you had a really long live last night. They're saying that that locked and loaded, and you're spamming the chat talking about put it back up, put it back up, put it back up. But
yeah, you should probably tell your people before they report my shit that they should go back up. Suck a dick. Go fucking.
You can't really put something back up when it's gonna get reported like that. So I don't know why you're spamming it through here like that. I mean, you can't. I mean, there's nothing you can do when you're getting reported all the fucking time.
No.
I mean, isn't there channels that like screen record your and document and catalog all your lives anyway?
Sure
right.
So who fucking cares, really?
Right. If it's not about money, put your lives back up and stand on your words. If it's not about money, don't you think if I put it back up, I make money? You retarded ass. You make no damn sense. You're the same one that goes into everybody's chat and always talks shit because you don't like me. Well, bitch, I don't care. Save that for someone who gives a shit.
Yeah, that made no sense because you'd have to have it up to make money off of it.
Fucking ignorant.
Whatever.
But that's their go-to. They're going through their list of go-tos because that's all they can do instead of just admitting. Really use the R word. Yes, I use the word retarded. Sorry if you don't like it. It is what it is. I don't know. Listen, let me say this. In case anybody doesn't know this, autism in its day was not considered autism, and it was classified under retardation. Okay? I'm an autistic individual who does not mind the word retarded because I can take the power back from it. So anybody who has a problem with it, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. There's no different than other words that other people take back and take the power away from the ignorant people. When I say something like that, it means you're being fucking stupid. Not that you're mentally disabled and you need assistance. There's a huge difference in context. Stop being so damn sensitive.
Well, and I think there's a lot of people that are really emotional. There's people that are kind of like, what the fuck is going on? You know,
I get that. You're a lot more understanding than me. I'm just a lot more blunt.
Well, not only that, but this affects you in multiple different ways. I don't have it. Doesn't. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't affect me like it does to you. I can still call it out, but this is something that you had went through on a personal level, just like people in the chat. There's a lot of people who have a really hard time with this.
And the thing is, too, Truth, that like when you say inflammatory words like that, it makes people like sidetrack and focus on the shock value of what you just said, and then your message gets lost.
Right. Let me ask you this, with respect, who gives you? And I'm not being attacking this, but who gives you the right to tell me that word can't be used? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what as a human gives you the right to tell me that I can't use the word that has never meant disrespectful to a certain class in the manner any of us have ever used it?
Right.
So who is it for someone else to tell me that that's a word I can't use? I mean, it just is what it is. I would never use the N with the hard R because I'm not J for justice and I have morals.
Right.
But when I say the word, I'm not calling someone a mentally handicapped person. I'm saying what you're doing is so fucking stupid. It's beyond stupid. It goes into that. I'm sorry. That's just where, listen, Queen.
Sometimes there's no other words you can use. I've used it too. Shit, fuck.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to say it.
It is what it is. Not that you want to use it. It's not a word that I like to use. I don't like that word at all. I really just don't. But some people use it all the time. Some people use it, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't use it at all. I mean, fuck, like I said, sometimes, I mean, I don't like to use that word. I don't like it at all. But I mean, sometimes when you just, there's really no other word. There's really no other way to explain it. Just it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. And I understand where you're coming from. But at the same note, I am on Queen's panel. I should have respected that. My apologies. I'll keep that word for my own channel. But you are right about that.
Yeah, as I said, we just don't use it over here. You know what I mean? It's like we just don't dig it over here. You know, it's just something that, you know, I don't care if you use it on your channel, do your thing, man. It is what it is. Like I said, I think that, you know, I think this right here really fucking, you know, really shows you who fucking people are, because again, they're more worried about calling you out about the R. Now look, this is gonna be they're gonna make a big ass deal.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh my god, he's so unhinged, so rock baby special. He was like so 400 fucking mark. Did you fucking hear his message? Did you hear what these? Did you hear all that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And but
we really didn't even need to be all that. No, we want to know why the fuck you ain't calling this shit out. Period.
Right, but here's the thing: if they do that, it even more shows what they're supporting.
Right.
So let them do it. That's my whole point. It doesn't distract anybody from over here from knowing what the fuck the issue is. Let them show their ability and inability to distract. Let them show their cards. They're already doing it.